From the fire ops, 101.
Yeah. You guys, can you use it? It's in the garage.
There's some people that donate them back if you don't want to keep them.
That's my card. Give it to you after.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just like.
They'll reuse it is what they'll do is,
I know it's a pricey piece of kit, so.
yeah.
What am I gonna do? Yeah. Oh, we're not in the garden.
Brenda wears hers every now and then, she says.
It's good for your neck muscles. You can see if you get. You get some neck exercise, builds up your neck with that thing. Yeah, it weighs about what, 4 pounds or something. I don't know. So it's cool.
Yeah, they're
It's cool. It's a cool thing, but it's like it's in the garage for years. So. After a while, you see it's. It's a good day. It's a good day out.
I think so. Seriously, the cold be good. The sun's got it.
And it has requested incentives.
Yep.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. We'll go ahead and get started with the Codington County Board of Commissioners meeting for this Tuesday, May 20th of 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You got it?
No, we need to have somebody lead it. All right, so good morning. Just a reminder, turn your cell phones off if you would for us this morning so that they do not disrupt the meeting. Call for public comment can be submitted in person or via telephone at 605-882-6248 or 882-6297. Any conflict of interest items this morning?
No.
Looking for an action to approve the agenda for May 20th.
so moved.
Second.
So moved by McElhaney, second by Gable. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yes.
I probably should, conflict of interest. I sit on the first district, board of on the executive board as secretary. I don't get a salary for it. I don't get paid for it. But I mean, we have several items on the agenda today that are directly related to the first district. You don't think it's a conflict of interest?
No, I don't believe it would be
Well,
at this time.
It's good. That's good to say it. It's good to let everybody know.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't receive any monetary for
Mhm.
the job I do up there.
If there is an item and you want to excuse yourself, just you feel free to do that, but I don't see where there would be a conflict in that. Okay, so did we vote on number 4? All right, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay. Number 5, action to approve the May 13th minutes. Moved by Johnson, second by Schwer. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Monthly reports, we'll get Randy Falvey up here with the Highway Department. Good morning, Randy.
Morning.
Well, other than the rain out there today, we're having a good day.
Rain is good.
Yes, it is. We took the loan limits down at the beginning of this month, so that made a lot of individuals happy. We were receiving quite a few phone calls right up towards the end there. When are they coming down? We switched over to our summer hours, 410s. So we're working Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. We've had one crew out that is continuing to crack seal. They did finish up on our County Road 11, and now they moved over to County Road 19. Most of the cracks are starting to close up if they don't have material in them, so it might be coming to an end in the next couple of weeks. Another crew has been out with our old oil pot, going over some of the larger cracks and spider webbing in the roads, trying to glue everything together. We did strip down our 2 oldest dump trucks so that we can put those on purple waves. So we took all our insignia off of it and all our equipment off of it. We retain to put onto our new trucks. The motor grader operators have been out and have been working the boils in the road. It's indicating that most or all the frost has come out by now, so this rain will actually help firm these roads up. We did some more ditch work and right-of-way work and reconstruction out on County Road 7, reclaiming some of the ditch and material that came out of the field, put it back into the field. So then we seeded over that, and we did seed over on a riprap project, we had over on County Road 6, and the grass is already coming up. It's looking nice. We finally got to take our plow mounts off, and we cleaned our sanders and put them away for the season, so.
Optimistic, huh?
Well, I like to be,
Yeah.
hoping for the best.
Yeah.
We did have to do some repair work on a couple of our roads from some farmers dropping implements onto the road and gouging the roads out. So I want to stress, please be careful when you're out and about with the equipment and just notify us. We were not notified by the farmers that caused the damage, but somebody else had to call us. And one of the situations created enough damage to the road that if a motorcycle or something like that would have come through that area, it could have been serious. But fortunately, we have people that notify us, but the sooner the better, obviously. So just be cautious. And we did have a small gathering for Jeff Case. I mentioned the last time, he retired after 36 years. So, any questions?
All right, since you're up here, let's go ahead and move on to number 7, discussion possible action to upgrade oil pot for the highway department.
You do have some other information in your packet. This is just something I received after that packet was put together. As far as the oil pot that we purchased from last year's budget, we had the individual that sold it to us come and give us some training on it and found out that it does not meet our needs. Due to the viscosity of our fluid that we have to pump onto the road to patch the areas, it would not pump properly. So the salesman attempted to put new tips into this, hoping that would still be able to use it and solve the problem. That didn't work. So he took the oil pot back to Minnesota with him and actually had 2 engineers come down from Canada from the mother company and try and solve our problem. They discovered that it was not going to meet our needs even at that point. So what they did is they offered us an option to upgrade to a much better machine. It's got a much larger engine, a diesel engine. So it will heat a lot quicker. It's insulated so it will stay hot longer and allow us to speed up our process. It's also got better controls so we can actually control it from the cab. It's got plug-in so we can plug it in overnight. Again, speed up our process in the morning when we need to get started. So what it is, it's an upgrade from $43,750 that we spent on the original machine. This new machine is $55,000. So it's a difference of $11,250. They will take care of the shipping and setup, the painting of the piece of equipment, and adding an amber strobe light to it. So their portion would be $6,580. And they're requesting us to pay $4,670 to get this equipment. But this is, like I said, a large upgrade. And that is the offer. So I'm requesting that we spend that $4,670.
So moved.
Second it.
Motion by Gable, second by Schwer. Any more discussion? You can absorb this into your budget
Yes,
for the year.
yes.
Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Randy. Moving on to the facility manager. Get Steve up here.
I'll have to make a comment. You had said about optimistic about snow and stuff. You realize that it was snowing up in Lead yesterday, so.
Oh, yeah. They said up by Terry Peak, they got a very significant amount.
Yeah, it was snowing pretty good what they showed on Calland
Yeah.
last night, so. They could probably ski again.
Right.
All right.
Days out there.
Yeah. All right, we'll go on. Ag building. Myron and I met with Waylon from Banner, Patrick from Dunick, and Timmons Concrete representative on the parking lot warranty work. There's a few issues with the concrete and a little bit with some asphalt for drainage and stuff like that. So they're looking at for reconciling some of those, problems that we have out there. Government building. I have here it scheduled to, start up the generator and, do the connection of the wiring and stuff like that this weekend at the courthouse. So I have a schedule here of what they're planning on, and the 23rd, they're staging the, PM power down, on the courthouse, turn the fire system off, and, as the batteries will go dead at the end of the weekend. The 24th to the 26th, shut down of the power at the courthouse. 22nd through the 28th, gas line piping from burn. 27th through the 30th, pour concrete, cure and loose ends. The 30th, remove the forklift that is supporting the transfer switch, will be set down on the new concrete for that. And then on the 3rd, a generator startup, preliminary load bank, test PM. We'll narrow down the time next week. They're shooting for after 5 PM, and so we after the courthouse is closed to do the test run on that. And then they'll do the landscaping and cleanup, between the 9th to the 12th of June. So hopefully that over then that side will start looking a lot better here then. So
I did get an email yesterday from Mark Meyer, who's
Yep.
the superintendent at the Watertown Utilities, saying that the contractor got the boring machine set up and
yep. Yep,
Did
right
little
now
work.
they've been boring the pipe and so that new, because they're putting in new line. They had an issue along the street with some leak of the gas line, so they're redoing lines and so that from this discovery. So it's a good thing with this project, so everything is getting in line for that.
yeah.
All right, park. So far as of Monday morning, I should say, 698 reservations as of the 14th, with 655 that were done online and 43 offline reservations. And about a third of those, of the 43, is due to renting buildings and stuff like that out there. So that is not offered online yet. So I'm probably going to look at offering that for online next year too, so people can be able to reserve a building. So the highway department delivered some of the reclaimed material from the extension building parking lot to fill in some of the camping pads in the park. Trying to go and make that so it's kind of more or less all uniform in between some of them pads, especially straight north of the park, of the office. Grass is very, very minimal, so we put the fill in there, trying to keep it all so it's all same, and then we don't have to go in and mow in between some of them parking pads. So the search and rescue set the swimming area buoys a couple weeks ago, and so when they had their meeting on a Wednesday evening. Weed, the equipment is getting prepared for this upcoming spray season. We'll be starting in the next week or so. We're gonna start working on with the UTV a little bit on the state roads. So it's a little bit easier to see when you're in the UTV, the thistles and stuff. Spurge is yellowing up already, but we kind of wait until the thistles are starting to poke their heads out of the grass, so we can make a one pass deal instead of running and then running again. Consumes time. Plant ID tour is set near the Garrettson and Brandon area on June 11th. The day before, we will do a pre-scout. Yesterday, I had to run to Sioux Falls to get some parts. We went to a couple of the sites where the potential we're having. We might have to be looking at a couple other sites too, and so because what I was seeing wasn't quite adequate enough that we felt. So we have another location we can do a little bit south of Brandon. So we'll do that in the next few weeks to do the pre on that. West Nile, the federal, with the federal cuts this year, the West Nile grant has been entirely cut for any funding. So, and then I am wrapping up on the 2026 budgets.
All right. Anything else?
No,
Any dates, preliminary dates on that whole parking lot out there is gonna get resurfaced, Not
Oh,
resurface.
well,
Chip
in the
seal.
chip sealed in the back. I haven't heard anything yet from the city. That's in connection with the city on their contract that they got, but I have not heard what
That
dates.
kind of gets busy with softball starting.
It does
pretty
get
soon,
very
so
busy, you know.
People
So-
need to be aware what's
Right.
coming.
I do know that they have a big pile of
Yeah.
chips and stuff like that over to the southwest in their parking lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I would imagine in shortly.
I took a drive through Memorial Park here about a week or so ago and stopped and talked with the park managers out there and for quite a while. And they do have a concern with people running their dogs through the park unleashed. That's been an issue that they're seeing more and more occurring out there. And we've had, I don't, I can't
There
remember if they
was-
said that there was a bite out there.
There was a bite out there. One of our individuals and so we had one of the maintenance guys did get bit
Yeah.
by a
Yeah.
dog and so we had that was not on a leash.
So obviously that's a concern. We would just ask the public to make sure and have your dog under your control and
Correct.
on a leash if you're bringing it through the park. And that goes for the people that are camping in the park too, to make sure and have them leashed and under your direct control. There were some dogs that were running loose out there when I was out there, but there was only 2 or 3 campers out there. It wasn't a lot, but
Right. But
we don't want anybody getting bit. So,
yep, it is a city ordinance. So.
yeah, absolutely. So just a reminder.
Yep.
Okay, anything else?
8.
All right, let's move on to number 8. This is action to approve quotes for floor epoxy for the classroom at the Extension Complex and also the Girl Scout building at Memorial Park, plus the removal of asbestos tile in the Girl Scout building
Hmm.
as budgeted.
Currently, right now, what I have here is to do the B and C classrooms that is in the echo chamber. These have carpet tile in it. We had some incidences where we've got some huge staining that occurred and so we had here this past winter in there. We've removed some of the tile, but it's really kind of inconvenient for all the traffic that goes into that court or into that building all the time. To keep that carpet clean. I feel that by putting the epoxy on there, will keep everything maintained a lot better and have a lot less issues on the flooring out there. Currently, right now, what we do have out there, epoxy is really nice and handles very well. And so we had on that. And that quote is for $14,212. This would be the removal of all the tile of the carpet tiles and the glue and then epoxying that floor. And then from there, the Girl Scout building, that is the Girl Scout building, we are turning around and currently in the process of starting to make it into a cabin. This has tile in it that actually has asbestos tile. It's older tile that's only foot by foot. I had previously got a quote. He gave an estimate for removal, but being that it has asbestos in it, it has to be done procedurally correctly and so that. So with that, the removal of the tile is $4,232.75. And then to install the epoxy is $5,707.24.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by McElhaney, second by Gable. Any further discussion?
Just do you have any budget?
Yes, yep, budgeted.
Very good.
Yep.
Right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
You bet.
Steve.
Moving on to item number 9, this is action to adopt a resolution 2025-26 for the appointment of a grant application agent. Brenda, is that you? Andrew?
Andrew.
Morning.
Morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Morning.
Applicant agent, this is for the pre-disaster mitigation plan rewrite that it came before you a couple weeks ago, applying for the pre-disaster mitigation grant to update our
pre-mitigation plan?
Yeah, pre-disaster mitigation plan. I just talked about it last night too. But yeah, that's just appointing either you or I to be the authorized signer for it.
I know this came in front of the council last night. Was there any questions? Did they have any issues with it or?
No, not really. They signed on. So I mean, it's a multi-jurisdictional
Right.
plan, I guess. Like we work with first district to get it taken care of, but all of the local communities typically pitch in and identify hazards that are unique to their jurisdiction as well, and then they are able to also apply for mitigation funding for those projects.
Motion approved by Gable, second by McElhaney. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll get that signed. Item number 12, discussion possible action to approve the application for the HMEP
HMEP, yeah,
Okay.
hazardous material.
grant for 2026 hazmat plan update.
Yes, so last year, I applied for the hazardous materials emergency preparedness plan to get a commodity flow study completed over the summer. This letter of agreement is between First District and us, and it just kind of outlines the scope of work and what they're going to do, cost and everything, which was previously agreed upon. This just, I guess, formalizes it.
So we're on number 10.
Mm-hmm. No, this is, oh, did we skip 10? Oh, sorry, we'll go back to that. This is number 12. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Wait a
So you
minute,
moved
wait a
it.
minute, wait a minute. What were you talking about?
Commodity flow study.
Okay, all right. So this is the contract for development of a commodity flow study. My apologies. So,
I'm sorry.
okay, is there any questions on that?
Motion to
Okay.
approve. Second.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Gable. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, I don't know where I got off here. So now we're on to 12? 11. I thought we did 11.
This is also with the pre-disaster mitigation plan. It's just, it's more paperwork and forms,
Okay.
to just,
So the commodity flow study with a separate thing stuck in the middle of the grant stuff.
yeah.
Okay, that's where I got
It kind
confused.
of-
All right.
Yes,
So this is action to authorize the chair to sign the Codington County pre-disaster mitigation grant application forms.
yes.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
motion by
I'll
Gable,
second it.
second by Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Okay. Now, number 12?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
this is HMEP grant
Yes.
for
Hazardous materials.
2026.
Preparedness.
Okay.
Yep. Which is the same grant program that is used to fund the commodity flow study. But recently, early in May, Office of Emergency Management was notified that they were allocated more 2025 funding than what they were initially anticipating. So they opened up a grant application window until May 21st, at the end of the business day. Our hazmat plan was completed in April, or correction, that one was November 2021. So it is coming due. We would, I'm just requesting that we apply for, use this new opening, this window opening, to apply for B70 or 7,500 to rewrite the hazmat plan using this grant during this window of opportunity, I guess.
So moved.
Moved by Gable, second by McElhaney. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Sorry about the confusion, Commissioner.
No, it was,
All right,
Thank you, Andrew.
thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, now on to number 13, Memorial Day office closures.
Correct. The courthouse and all county offices will be closed Monday, May 26th in observance of Memorial Day.
Item number 14, action to approve abatement
abatement.
applications, none. Number 15, action to approve claims for payment.
We have 4 claims this week. EMC insurance for $711. That is for a piece of equipment that the county highway department is renting at this point. And then also SDPAA, that is for the new pickup that was purchased for the highway department. Thompson Routers, $347.96. That's just our library account that is a monthly fee. And then the Watertown Public Opinion. So the total amount of claims is $2,777.97.
Move to approve.
Motion by Johnson to approve, second by Gabe. Any further discussions?
On the Reuters, is that the regular law library one?
Yeah.
That just came to. Okay.
Yeah, it just comes out. It's just at a different time.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it always hits.
Is that the one that goes to the library,
Yeah.
public library on the computer there? Okay,
Subscription.
all right,
No automatic budget supplements. I don't know if he voted, but I can't
right.
remember.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Action to approve budget supplements, number 16. 17, action to approve personnel changes.
For hire 6/2/2025, he is the shop foreman, mechanic at the highway department. Step 1, 2865, he is the hire. And then, a seasonal park custodian, William Hauger, his effective date is May 19th, 2025, Howard Park. Step AA1, 1741.
Move to approve.
Motion by Johnson, second by Schwer. Any further discussion? Glad to see that highway shop position get filled. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No travel request. Number 13, public notices. A possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at. Anything, commissioners? On your calendars? I don't have anything. All right, let's move on. Old business, number 20. Anybody have anything for old
Yes.
business?
Just a quick update on jail project. A couple weeks ago, we had the boring done on the site. So that was Geotech did the boring. We approved that expense, that quote for. So it looks like the basic result is that it's pretty normal. There will be some fill required, which is kind of normal. So they did, I want to say, something like a dozen borings altogether, including the ones that they did before in 2017. So, but and then the other thing on the jail is today we have a meeting going over the cost estimate. So it's a bit a more detailed cost estimate. So we'll see what happens there. So the construction manager's been 2 or 3 weeks has been working on that, based upon all the planning all the designing that's been going on. And then, so we'll see how that comes out. Hopefully we can, put out the first bid package maybe next week, maybe before the end of the month. So that's the idea. We'll see how it works. And, so it depends kind of on if we can get that together, by Tuesday next week, so for the next meeting.
Commissioner Gable, are we still looking at a July potential groundbreaking?
Potential.
Okay,
So I think, fortunately, we're not, the major time crunch is winter,
right.
trying to get it done so you can, have interior work in the winter. That's the big thing. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, bottom line is to do it right, so.
Right. Okay, any more old business? Moving on to new business, number 21. Any new business? Anything for the open from the public? I don't see any phone calls this morning. Nothing from the public. Commissioner comments? Anything? The open? Nothing? Okay,
I have a question, Chair.
okay.
On the bidding process, now, who actually does the advertising? The contractor or? Not the
It'll probably
contractor,
be a combination. I've talked, what we've done for other bids in the past, we've had the county publicize things in the paper. We can also put it on our website. So that's pretty easy. I've already been getting questions. I think some of us have been getting questions. the chair has got some
Mhm.
questions like, hey, what's going on? When's the first big package coming out? So there's some interest out there.
I've been contacted by a potential bidder already.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to lead him astray, but I wasn't really sure.
Yeah, you can put them in contact with me and I'll put them in contact with Dick. And so Dick, that's one of the good things about having Tegra is they can walk us through that process. The thing to keep in mind is that, it's the first bid package. So as I understand it, and from a layman's perspective, that's going to include the basic, the earthwork and things to get started, get going on the project. So then there'll be a subsequent, at least one more subsequent big bid package for building the building, for finishing up. So anyway, that's the plan, more or less, details to follow. So, but in the past, when we've done bids, we've been able to put it on our website so people have it. And so it's going to be a lengthy set of specifications, as you might imagine. So, and then I think there's other stuff within the construction world that, I'm speaking as a layman, that network is also a way of getting the bids out there, the advertisements for bids.
Okay, does anybody else have anything? No? We do have a need to go into executive session for the purposes of personnel. We do not anticipate any action to follow.
Move to go in exec session.
Motion by Johnson, second by Gable. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, a motion carries. I did want to congratulate the city of Watertown. I know you mentioned Dick Strasberg with Tegra, and yesterday, the city was honored with receiving the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena recognized as the Small Cities Rural Communities Project of the Year in South Dakota. And so that's a big deal for it comes from the American Public Works Association, and they gave a presentation at the council meeting last night. So just wanted to congratulate the city on that award. That's pretty neat for them to get that. So Dick is a good person to have on our team.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. So, all right, we're in exec.